Hey guys, ProtoMan945 here. Welcome back to another video. Today, I wanted to discuss something that's been on my mind recently, and it's about filler. And um, I know generally this kind of term is applied to anime, and that's primarily the context I'm using it in, but there are also a couple other examples I want to reference where I feel like it is necessary in this kind of discussion video I'm making. Um, and um, and in general, filler seems like at least from my understanding, what I've read online and things like that, and people I've talked to, it seems to have a very negative, well, not very negative, but like a negative connotation in terms of like it, and in terms of like how it can make shows harder to get into, and how it feels pointless sometimes. Uh, And this video is not necessarily me saying that I like filler, so to speak. It's more just to say that I don't mind it. And that's kind of like the point of this video, I guess. And in this video, I'm going to talk about some good and bad examples of quote unquote filler in shows that I've seen. So starting with the very obvious one, One Piece, which I just reviewed, by the way, episodes 1 to 61. I remember like I was looking up a list of One Piece arcs with one of my friends like a couple of days ago, and that's actually what gave me the idea for this video, is the Warship Island arc is I saw was technically classified as a filler arc, so to speak. Like it wasn't essential to the main plot, which is basically what filler means. Um, Something that pads out the runtime that isn't necessarily consequential to the main plot of the show. Um, and um, in terms of this arc specifically, I really enjoyed it. I thought that it was really cool. And this kind of like brings me to my like main point of why I don't really mind filler that much and why there are certain cases where I think having filler can actually be positive to a show is because I feel like it helps build world building and and helps like flesh out the environments of and immerses you more into what you're watching. Now, obviously, like too much filler is not a good thing, but I feel like if a show has filler, then it's not necessarily, even if it has a decent amount of filler, it's not necessarily the end of the world. And the thing that I like about filler, specifically in things that now that I've seen, like One Piece, for example, is I really like how it builds out various aspects of the characters um at the same time as building the world and exploring the things that are inside it. And I think that the Warship Island arc, even though it's technically considered filler, I think that this is done extremely well. And I know I said I wasn't going to only talk about anime. So like another like positive example that I guess I can give is The Mandalorian. Um because I feel like I have not caught up on season 3, so I cannot necessarily comment on that specifically. However, I really think that the like specifically in the first two seasons, like in the first season in episode like 4 and 6, I think it's like 4, 5, and 6 and things like that, which aren't like directly related to the main plot of the episode, But what I think that they meant that those episodes accomplish that make them just as good as any other episode in the show is even though it doesn't move the plot forward, I think that it like helps build the world. It helps explore other planets within the Star Wars universe. And it also builds out unique individuals that you otherwise might not have gotten a chance to potentially meet. Um, and that's the kind of thing that frustrates me about like, no, no, must move plot along only, no filler, bad. It's just like I feel like you're not necessarily experiencing all that you can out of a show when, um, the only thing, and I'm speaking particularly about like longer shows that actually take the time to do this. Obviously, if it's like a much shorter self-contained narrative that doesn't need to do that, then obviously like that kind of thing is excluded from this criteria. But for shows that are longer that want to take the time to do that, then I'm saying that can be a good thing. And with The Mandalorian, I actually think that The Mandalorian is like the best example of this. Now, in other circumstances, filler can most definitely be negative and actually detrimental to a story, in my opinion. And I think a great example of this actually is season 4 of Breaking Bad. Uh, and I am kind of like categorizing pointless side plots as filler here. But there is a like overall, I think season 4 is still a really good season. But the thing that brings it down for me, is this seemingly pointless side plot about Ted's finances. And I'm pretty sure I ranted about this in the Breaking Bad characters tier list when I was talking about Ted's character. But the whole like plot line itself feels extremely unnecessary, and in general it feels like it brings down my enjoyment of Skylar's character specifically because it doesn't feel like there's any motivation to do so. And in general, this whole thing feels extremely tacked on and is definitely the negative effect of filler because it doesn't have any of the positives that I was explaining earlier can be good about filler. Like it doesn't build out the world at all necessarily, and it doesn't like introduce like anything unique at all or any interesting characters for that matter. Um, it just kind of feels like very tacky and shoved in, like as if like um the writers wanted to do something else with Ted's character, but they didn't know what. When in fact, Ted's character should have probably just been limited to the affair aspect of Skylar's character in season 3. Uh, so I mean, um, overall, I think that if done correctly, filler can be a semi-positive thing as long as it's contained and there's not too much of it, because I think it does an excellent job of helping world building of a particular show. Which is why I don't really mind filler that much. Uh, just a quick little video on topic I wanted to talk about. Thanks for watching if you made it through the video, and I'll see you later. Bye.